change one thing here. All right. So, anyways, today I just wanted to kind of had some time jump in. Haven't done a live since August myself, so I figured it'd be nice to just get back in and start doing maybe a couple of these every now and then. Hopefully, you guys are having a good holiday weekend. As I said before, hopefully everything's going well. I know that there's a lot of storms going on in the country. We just came out of one ourselves, so it's been a little bit of a rough couple weeks here, at least up here in Northwoods. We finally got power to most of the places. Our last building finally got power to it here today, so I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the lower part of the United States. Hopefully you guys are doing okay down there, especially for people that are stuck at home. So anyways, today I just wanted to sit here and give everybody a chance to get in, but as everybody comes in, I just wanted to sit here and just kind of talk about what we're seeing right now with the holiday season with Pokemon. And there's, what kind of investment opportunities, what kind of product opportunities are we going to see as we're coming forward? England right now, or the UK, is getting a nice reprint of Evolving Skies, which is supposedly their second wave, is what I've been getting out of my dealer. I don't know how much that's going to come to the United States. I do know that we are seeing quite a few just this cardboard sleeve blisters showing up at Walmart's. I was able to pick up 10 of them here yesterday at our Walmart that were put out, but then they disappeared rather quickly, which is not surprising. Evolving Skies is going to be that way. I still don't know if we're going to get a booster box reprint of that set. It might just be the cardboard sleeves, but we do know that UK did get a pretty decent reprint when it comes down to it. So today I'm just going to do a couple things, kind of talk about those kind of things, and then also sit here and talk about what's just happening in the market. And then also I got some products I'm going to open up real quick, just have some fun before the holiday season. I did get a Flareon box that I want to open because I do want to send the card out for grading. And I got some Lost Origins, and I did find another one of these mystery packs at Walmart here the other day. I figured it'd be fun just to open up and see what's inside of there. But overall, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully you guys are having a good holiday weekend. Hopefully the weather's not hitting you too bad. I'm hoping you guys are doing good out there, especially for people who are traveling. I hope you're not traveling in areas that are definitely getting hit by some of this weather that's happening currently. But other than that, like I said, overall, market-wise, what do you guys think so far? Are you guys seeing enough product out there, or are you kind of like here where we're getting kind of slow when it comes down to what's available? Hey, Ancient Mew. Welcome, Pika Pika. John Doe, thanks for being here. Dan Zara, TCG, Tomoka, and Rukid. I think I'm saying them right. Don't kill me for saying them wrong. And like I said, I'm just going to open up for chat. If you guys got any questions, if you guys want to sit here and just talk about something, definitely throw it out there. Definitely going to have a lot of fun just tonight. I mean, I haven't done a live in a while, and I just want to get back into it. I want to start doing more of them, and figured day before Christmas, I didn't want to release a video because people are all traveling. People aren't really paying attention to YouTube. And overall, it's sometimes just fun to sit down while you guys are stuck places and just have an open discussion with things. So what do we got? I opened 6 of the VMAX boxes and was able to send in 5 total. The corners were pretty banged up on them. So those which VMAX boxes? Those are the new ones, the V-Star Universe, or are you talking the VMAX Climax? Yeah, I have not seen any of those Celebrations boxes here. I know I've seen a lot of people posting them, and I'm kind of disappointed. I was really hoping to see them so far, and I have not gotten any up here. Actually, to be honest with you, our product selection is pretty slim. Okay, VMAX Premium Collection boxes. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping here. So I've got a table view down here. So here, I'll just go real quick here. So this is what I got right here. I got the Flareon one, because I do want to try and get the Flareon here. Let's tilt this up. So I'm hoping to get that one in a PSA 10. And my Walmart got another 4 of these boxes, and every time they come out, I look at these boxes trying to find one that's inside of there that the centering looks good. At least that way I got an opportunity with the centering to get something on it. This is the first one of a Flareon that I actually found one with a really good Flareon inside of it. So I'm really hoping that the corners aren't banged up, and I'm really going to be careful taking it out of that package because I do not want to beat that up at all. So that's the one that we're looking at right there. Anyways, is going to be the Flareon one, just because I'm a Flareon fan, so I do really want that. Both those cards, that VMAX and that Flareon V alternate art, in a PSA 10 for my collection. So I'm probably going to do my first PSA submission here. I figure at the first of the year here, I am going to sign up for the membership so that way I can get some of the discounted pricing. I am hoping that maybe February we'll be seeing some maybe $12.99 at $13 price range on that. Basic Trainer says that he's seeing a lot of product everywhere. Yeah, I'm not seeing that much here. Overall, I know in this northern region here, MJ Holdings switched their representative. So whoever was originally stocking MJ Holdings stuff at Walmart, they switched. The guy barely shows up. I mean, even like people at Walmart, the managers and stuff, are getting pretty frustrated with the new guy that's out there. Overall reasoning being is that he just doesn't show up for 3-4 weeks. So even like Silver Tempest, we got probably 5 ETBs on 2 weeks after the release. We still have not gotten any of the cardboard sleeve boosters, and we've gotten the really expensive blister with the coin and everything inside of that. So yeah, I mean overall it's been really sporadic for us just because of that. And then Charizard UPCs, they continually show up. I think each one of my Walmarts right now probably have 8 or 10 of those sitting on the shelf because nobody's purchasing them at $120. They're just not going to move when you can just go online and get free shipping and buy them right now for $80 to $100, under $100 easily, just about anywhere right now on the internet. But yeah, I mean, our Walmarts have just been horrible. Targets up here, anything that's MJ Holding has been really difficult to find product here in northern Wisconsin. That and the prices, yeah, I just saw Aaron just said it because I was going to say it as it's going through. MJ Holding just raised their pricing again on their stuff, so now the cardboard sleeve booster box or packs are now $4.68 at Walmart, and then on top of it, the ones with the little blister with the pack, the promo, the code card, and the little coin or the big coin inside of it now are actually running almost $6. They were like $5.78. My wife grabbed me 5 of them for Lost Origins because I thought they were still at they were like $4.99 or something like that. They weren't that expensive, or $3.99, or just right around at $4.50. I think they're $4.48 for them with the coins, and now they're almost $6. And it's like that's just I'm not buying those anymore. There's just no value in that. And when you can just get the cardboard boosters even online, you can get them cheaper. So just got settled in from work and officially vacation time is awesome, Felipe. Hopefully you guys have a nice holiday up there. I don't know if you've been getting all the snow we have been. I know you're further north than I am, but I know this whole system's heading right up to Canada. So hopefully you're not going to get completely piled up with this. Let's see, MJ Holding. Yeah, like I said, anything with MJ Holding me. Actually, the best place I've been able to get product right now is either my local LGS, but the problem is my local LGS, the closest one to me, is really, they don't do anything under MSRP. Everything's MSRP, so even a booster box of Lost Origins right now is $144, which is way too expensive for that part of it. But the overall packs, they usually do 3 for $10, so definitely good opportunity there at the LGSs to be able to talk to them and get some opportunities at their GameStop. I know people are kind of cursing GameStop and not really impressed with them, but overall, they're still continuing to get Pokemon product pretty easily. So even the newest sets, when they come out, I'm able to go pick them up right away on release date, ETBs. They carry all of these cardboard sleeve blisters. I've been able to get Silver Tempest. That's really been the only place that I've been getting Silver Tempest from is there. I also bought those little, so they look like the built-in battle boxes, but now they're doing a 6-pack box with those. I've gotten those at GameStop, and I've had really good luck with pulls out of there. So far, I bought one of the ones for Silver Tempest, and did pull that out of there. So, basic got here. IRS delayed the new rules on payments through, and IRS is now threatening. So you're saying that I'm just verifying here. You're saying that they are holding that until now 2023, and now they're using 2022 as just a transition period. They're going to send them, but we don't have to actually file them, or we can if we want type deal. the IRS is so confusing. I'll have to do some double checking on that, but yeah, I know, Barry. I don't understand it either, because I've even asked them that. The one that's closest to me, that's here in Rice Lake, they'll sell them 3 for 10, but they won't sell a booster box for 100, 100, even 105 or 110. I can understand even if they were selling for 120, 115. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. You're a local LGS. I have no problem giving you guys a little extra money because you're local. I like helping local business. But I can't pay $144 for a box of Silver Tempest or a box of Lost Origins right now when you can go on a TCG player with shipping for $106 to $100 right in that range. So yeah, I don't understand it either, Mason. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but I don't get it. I don't have an uncle named Sam. Yeah, and you're asking basically if that'll change the market at all if they did hold that. I don't know. I don't. The problem is it's so late in the year. If they just announce that, it's not really going to change anything because that means 2023 they're going to push it through. Right now, of what I'm assuming, like I said, I'll have to look up into that basic because if they do that and they have held stuff, usually it takes effect then the next year. And if it does take effect the next year, then it's not going to change the market just because of the fact that nobody, unless somebody really tries to sell stuff really heavy the last week here, then maybe it might change the market. But it would really, it's such a short time frame at this point to change that. Northwoods TCG. From what you currently know, will Crown Zenith dethrone Evolving Skies as the? I don't know. I mean, it depends on how available it is. It depends on if it's going to end up like Shining Fates. It might be really suppressed if they really print it heavy. If they don't print it heavy, then it could because there are a ton of alternate arts. There's a ton of things in Crown Zenith. Um, But there again, I don't ever consider those specialty sets to typically be the same as in the same realm as Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is a full set, while Crown Zenith is going to be the same as like Pokemon Go, Shining Fates. It's going to be a subset, so it's really in a different category when it comes down to it because there's no booster boxes for comparison, and you're really going on to the fact that it doesn't have a comparable because ETBs in the regular set don't perform as well sometimes as booster boxes as we're seeing. So I just cut out for 1 minute. But yeah, I don't think personally that Crown Zenith is going to be better than Evolving Skies. I just think it's going to be loaded with alternate arts, but hard to say. I mean, it depends on how it comes out of the gates. Yeah, Mason, I get understand that part of it. It seems like sometimes so there's one down south that's from us, and I actually enjoy going to an LGS that's down south. It's called D20 Gaming. They're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. But the problem is that's about an hour and 48-minute drive for me. So it's almost 2 hours for me to go to that town, and I only go there probably once a month. And then I do go down there during pre-releases. I usually plan our trips down there to hit there for the pre-release tournaments and things like that when they have them for the newest set coming up. But they are very, very good. I mean, I could purchase booster boxes there for around $100 typically on release, and they're really, really good at how they do their business platform. But the one that's closer, so Rice Lake to me is only about 38 minutes away, and the fact that it just doesn't make sense when it comes down to their business platform. You're going to sell 3 packs for $10, and then you're going to go ahead and sell a booster box for $145 plus tax. It doesn't make sense. Like you said, I might as well just ask for 36 packs and leave the plastic and see what they would say. But then, yeah, their business models sometimes are just really confusing. So, all right, best Pokemon deals right now. Best Pokemon deals that I'm seeing right now are still on GameStop. I know some people don't like to hear GameStop once again. That's been kind of a taboo word lately. But realistically, GameStop has some really good deals right now currently. they are running 25% off of everything, and you can even get like the Shining Fates Premium Collection, the Dragapult, and the Crobat ones for $29.99, which is a fantastic price even for that. Even if you want to just open the packs, there's some really good deals. Yeah, GameStop deals are broken. Yeah, they're pretty crazy right now when it comes down to the GameStop deals. Overall, if you're depends on what you're looking for. There's some different opportunities out there. Of course, the celebration boxes, if you can find them at your local Walmart, have been fantastic. Um, yeah, the RCS UPC at GameStop, 75 bucks. You can sit there and look through and go, even look at Charizard UPCs right now. If you can purchase Charizard UPCs around that set, I've been able to find them for $70. I bought two of them for $70 a piece, and those were, once again, they were $79.99, and then they had a 20 or 69. They were $89.99, and then they had a $20 coupon with free shipping. So there are some fantastic deals right now, and if you even look at the packs inside of a Charizard UPC at $70, you're not really doing too bad at that point. 3 Pikachu's. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Pikachu's Egg box is another. I think they'll be a really good thing in the future. Andy, what do you think of the Sun and Moon alternate arts? Those cards are popular. I've been seeing that lately, Mason, and I'm not surprised. I think people are starting to branch out, like we kind of said when alternate arts came out in Sword and Shield. A lot of us were wondering how long until the Sun and Moon alternate arts started to get seen more. And it's like we talk about sometimes when newer products come back, like EX cards. Is now the time to go back to XY and buy EX cards, or even go back to the original EXs? Because once they seem to go back to something or bring up something again and people start searching it, the old things come in with the new, and people start to look at the older products also. So potentially we might be seeing more of that as alternate arts continue to grow in popularity. There's more and more of them coming out, and I think more and more people are seeing them, Mason. Honestly, I think that there's just more visibility, and the price of the Sword and Shield ones are going so high that the older Sun and Moon that are realistically less printed, there's probably less of those alternate arts out there, are now being seen more and more, which is actually, I think, getting more draw to them and getting more people to start purchasing those also to collect alternate art collections. If you're going to collect alternate art collections, you're probably going to have to go back to the Sun and Moon ones and also collect those if you want to say you have a complete collection of both. If Pokemon Prince Evolving Skies to the same level they did, then price will drop for sure. And does anyone have a guess what the floor for Evolving Skies if that happens? That's almost an impossible question. I mean, if you want to see Vivid and Voltage and Darkness Ablaze, they really reprinted it on the ETBs. The current situation I'm seeing with Evolving Skies is that they would have to also include the booster boxes in there in order for that to really take effect. And I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know if they're going to print Evolving Skies that heavily at this point in time. Once again, they would have to print a ton to have a drawdown that far. If I had to guess, if we saw an actual reprint of Evolving Skies right now, and we even seen something between last year, October, November to what it was this year in August, I could see these booster boxes maybe going sub 200, maybe. But I got a feeling it would recoil extremely quickly unless they print more of the alternate art cards inside of that set. If they print a large number of alternate art cards inside of there, the chase cards inside of that set, the price may fall more because then more people are going to get that card, which is going to pull down the price at an alternate art market inside of that set, which in turn will pull down the Evolving Skies booster box pricing even further at that point. But once again, typically on a Pokemon International reprint of a set, they tend to have the pull rates more difficult on the reprints, and that may be part of the problem when it comes down to that end of things. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Mason. The scarcity is definitely going to be a big change for that particular cards, and I think if you want to get in on those cards, you're probably going to want to get in them pretty soon, because I think more and more people are definitely going to be buying those alternate arts complete sets. So I think that we're going to be seeing them prices probably continuing to go back up. Let's see. Did I miss one? I thought I missed one in here. Just jumped on. You have a GameStop Pro to get the deals. I do have the Pro membership. I mean, I use the $5 coupon every month, so it pays for itself when you pay. I think it's what is it, $20. So you pay $20 for the Pro membership, but then it gets you free shipping online. It gets you kind of a better, or gives you more notifications for the GameStop, and then of course you get the $5 coupon every month. So it doesn't really get me better deals or more accessibility to deals, but it does give me that little $5 coupon, and that's all that I do with it, and it just gets me the free shipping online. So there is some perks to it, there are some benefits to it, but overall, it doesn't get you any better price deals on it. Whatever you're getting as a customer, you're just not going to pay shipping on it. Oh yeah, definitely, Mason. There's so few of them out there. You could definitely just, like you said, jump the market, put a high price, and I think eventually someone would run into you, and everybody would probably adjust to who's ever brave enough to put that number up or put the higher number up there, anyways. Sleep blister packs, Lost Storage, and Silver Tempest. Yeah, and see that's not uncommon actually here. If I go to D20 Gaming, that's pretty close to their pricing. For the sleeve boosters, they're $3. For Silver Tempest, $2.75 for Lost Origins and Astral Radiance. So the older sets are $2.75. The newer ones are $3.50. I have not seen ETBs that low though. ETBs are typically around 32 to 35 here. At the LGS down in Eau Claire, the other one is always MSRP. Whatever MSRP is, that's what they're selling everything at. Um, but that's just that's like what Mason and I talked about earlier. That's exactly what their business is. It's just kind of weird. Let's see. I've been grabbing 2650 Brilliant ETB shipped. I don't see them doing any huge print on them. I'm kind of guessing you're right, John Doe. I mean, I think the biggest thing is when it comes down to it, they're they're not really focusing on Brilliant Stars, but you can still purchase Brilliant Stars products on Pokemon Center. So obviously, there's still quite a bit of that product available. I don't know if all distributors have it, but if Pokemon Center is still selling Brilliant Stars products right on their website, you know, I don't see them. I don't foresee them doing any kind of reprint on Brilliant Stars at that point. There's just no reason for them to do that if it's available still in quantity on Pokemon Center. So until we see Pokemon Center really to sell out, and how soon they sell out will really determine if we will see any reprint of Brilliant Stars. Maybe, yeah. Let's see. Just working my way down the list. Anyone trying to buy recent Pokemon Center tin restocks? I've been hit and miss on. John, those tins came on Walmart too. One Walmart got a bunch of the Tyranitar and Empoleon tins. We also got a bunch of the Evolution tins. So yeah, there's been a bunch of those coming in. I bought up the last of the distributors of Brilliant Stars. We were supposed to get a reprint recently, but I haven't heard of boxes. No, that's just it, Mason. Even everybody I talked to, even my distributor when I talked to them, they have not heard anything about an actual reprint coming yet, and how much, or if there was wind of it at one point, and it just never seemed to really pan out. So I don't know if Pokemon International put a halt to it or slowed it down or what they did. I would have to call up my distributor, my friend that works for a distributor, and find out if he's heard anything new. But as of right now, I knew that there was talks, but I haven't heard of anything actually coming through on a Brilliant Stars reprint. Let's see. They had a huge stock. That's why. So I bought 8 silver. Oh yeah. So that's if they had a huge stock. Once again, it comes down to how much allocation they got. If they got way more than they were expected, sometimes they'll sell them for just their cost to get them out of there for cash flow. I mean, biggest thing is that a lot of these LGSs are, and I'm sure Mason can probably verify this when it comes down to product, a lot of times if you get buried in a slow moving product, you'll sell it really cheap just to get the cash flow back to be able to pay for that good or pay for the next thing that's coming out. Because a lot of times, even like the ILGSs, they don't just do Pokemon. I mean, they're dealing with Magic, they're dealing with Flesh and Blood, they're dealing with 20 different TCGs, and each one of them have different release dates, sometimes coinciding release dates, sometimes they're separated release dates. But overall, they sometimes money cash flow is very important for them. So if they could get out of it with zero loss, not make any profit, sometimes would get the cash back into their system. You'll be able to get good deals at the LGSs a lot of times, and even I've said that with the LGS. Yeah, they sell them for 140 on the shelf, but that is actually LGS in Rice Lake, where I made the deal where I just buy 4 cases from them every time, except for on the heavily the really hard allocations. They don't necessarily want to do that, but on their normal allocations, they'll sell me 4 cases of booster boxes, and I just got to pay usually $4 over cost per booster box. So it's still a really good price for me. Put them away for investment or sell in the future. But definitely, it comes down to cash flow for a lot of these businesses. The more cash flow they can get, the better. So, I mean, a lot of times you'll get some really good deals at LGSs depending on releases of other products and releases of things that are going on. So, let's see. Local GameStop had one. Yeah, that's what I heard too. So that's, once again, you're going sub 70, Russell, for the GameStop. And I saw that actually I got a notification from GameStop, even online. You can purchase 2, get 1 free of the Charizard UPCs right now. And then they do have $50 off right now for a Christmas special. And if you are a pro, you get free shipping. So, I mean, with all the packs that you're getting inside of there, that's definitely a fantastic deal at the end of the day when it comes down to that product. And you're getting the promo cards pretty much for free. And even if you sell promo cards, you're really getting up some really good pricing on that. Has anyone ever bought raw cards from Full Grip Gaming? I have not. Personally, I've never done that. All right. So anyways, like I said, going into other deals right now, coming in the Christmas season with the amount of products here, I'm not predicting we're going to see a lot of like clearance pricing on stuff. I am seeing like the cleaver boxes and some of the older boxes coming out of MJ Holding with actual sales on them right now, which is really interesting that we're seeing more and more of those sales, those premiums coming through. So it's really nice to see it. It's really nice to see those kind of things happening where we're actually seeing clearance Pokemon boxes. I know some people don't like that for the market, but overall, it's definitely a great opportunity to jump on some packs and get in on those before they become a problem. When can we expect Metazoo on your shelf, Woods? I don't know. I've opened a little bit of it. I got some Metazoo sitting around here I've just been playing with. I've actually been doing more Dragon Ball Z. I actually kind of been enjoying Dragon Ball Z because I always used to watch as a kid, and it's just kind of cool to be opening up the product. I've actually been watching the anime again, so I'm trying to get caught up on the Dragon Ball Z anime. Now that I'm all caught up on Pokemon anime. Is Evolving Skies getting a reprint? So, to answer your question the best I can, Aaron, currently UK is getting a reprint of Evolving Skies. They just got their reprint / second wave of it, which was actually pushed back at that point. So yeah, Evolving Skies is getting reprint UK. There are a lot of the cardboard sleeve boosters showing up around the United States. Now, I don't know if that's the extent of the reprint that we are seeing here in the United States, or if we will be seeing more. Once again, with the holiday season, I have not been bothering my friend that works in distributor, and I probably should to just see what's happening. But overall, I do know UK is getting it, but I do not know how much of it's in the United States. I have not heard anything for sure. Let's see. It's very... Northwoods, will the upcoming MSRP increase translate over to a spike in grading card values in sets beyond the increase? I don't know. The problem is that everything's getting more expensive in general, so the price increase isn't exactly unexpected. But I think the other part of it is, too, is that you may see some people, instead of going into Scarlet and Violet right away, stay back in Sword and Shield just because they said they were not going to increase the MSRP of Sword and Shield. But the issue is, too, is that, yeah, they don't increase the price of Sword and Shield, but you want to know something? I think that's part of the reason we're seeing this increase in pricing coming up right now anyways from MJ Holding. Because they know the price is going up, they know the MSRP is going up, and I feel that they're going to raise the price to be equal across the shelf. And we've seen that before when we've seen increases in Pokemon, price MSRP or price hikes. You see it go across all the products. Typically, some all products move up equally, even if they're old or new. And I think that you're going to see that. So what MJ Holding and a lot of the sub-distributors will do is they will increase their prices across the board on all the products, and it won't really make a difference. So it's hard to say. I don't know if it's going to see a spike in grade card values because, once again, the grade card values come a lot down to scarcity, gradability of the cards, and then on top of it, how popular the specific card is, trainer or Pokemon is on that card. So it's really hard to say that they're going to see a spike. Yeah, not really, Mason. I'm not looking forward to $162 booster boxes, that's for sure. Yeah, MJ Holding did raise the price of everything. Like I said, I didn't realize it when my wife sat there and bought, she went and picked up those blisters. I opened them to make it easier. But these little blisters here, I don't know if you can see it with my lighting. Come on. Yep. But anyways, the little blisters that you get at Walmart like this, those were actually almost $6. They were $5.78. I just looked at the receipt here on the side. They were $5.78 a piece now. To me, there's no value at all. No reason to be spending that kind of money. But it's the only thing she said they had. They didn't have the cardboard sleeves. They only had those blisters. And that makes it so if you're new, you have to be able to go and you have to purchase that if you want those cards because they aren't bringing in those sleeve blisters. So one of them things that just kind of sucks. Yeah, they're $4.48 right now at Walmart here, and actually, I was looking at the ones online. Someone said that they are actually up to $4.78 at Walmart's now for just the regular cardboard sleeves, which to me is probably where Scarlet and Violet's probably going to come out at. I would think roughly, not going to say for sure because I don't know. Maybe Mason would know the actual price of those sleeve blisters, but I would think we're going to probably see that kind of price increase on every single booster pack at Walmart also. So I'm thinking they're already preemptively jumping on that jump themselves. I think most GameStops do 3 for $10 on those packs. Oh, I know. That's just it, Barry. I mean, if you're paying that much for a pack, I mean, even $3.99, you kind of get hurt a little bit when you're not getting a holo or something good out of it. But, now you're going for $4.50. You're going to be pushing $4.78, $4.78 for a pack here in Walmart's. It's like, holy cow, it's almost got to have something in it or it's not really going to be fun to open. Inflation is not going anywhere. Yeah, Ancient Mew, but the only way that we can combat inflation realistically is that we got to get a wage increase, which then increases inflation. And yeah, it's a totally dead circle. So we can see deflation eventually happen. Not necessarily doesn't mean it's a good market, but definitely could potentially see deflation. And that's something we were actually just talking about even on the price of equipment on the HVAC side of things. One of the situations that we did have to go into, even with the HVAC businesses, people have stopped purchasing furnaces. Plain and simple. They'd rather repair and fix their old furnaces and buy new ones. And what we just got in at the first of the year here is we are actually getting our first decrease in price in the last year and a half. That tells me that we're getting to a point where the market's saturated. People aren't necessarily willing to spend money on the more expensive things. They'll hold out rather than just buy. And when you start seeing that, that means that we may see a little bit of a deflation on some of these things and pull back on the actual products. So it's hard to say. It's hard to believe that it'll actually happen. Everything's going to have to start doing it, but it's definitely going to take a bit of a pullback with people stop spending to get companies to start backing down on prices again. I do 3 for 10 for tournament packs, which is realistically more work, but I do it for the guys to thank them for coming. Huh. Yeah, I don't know, Mason. It just seems like it's a common thing up in this area during the tournaments. So if we do a pre-release tournaments, they typically give us 3 free packs with the tournaments, but I've never had them give us a deal specifically for tournaments. But they'll just break the booster boxes, and it's only booster box packs, Mason. Let me make sure you know that the 3 for $10 is typically out of a open booster box. So, what do we got here? In what state or county is Pokemon TCG the most popular per capita worldwide? Or do the numbers run a common average? I have no idea on that one, Craig. That would be one heck of a study. I don't know where it would be considered the most popular per capita worldwide. Because Japanese had some really hot markets. The United States had some really hot markets. I don't know. I don't even know where to even guess on that one. I wouldn't even know where to even take a stab to guess where that might go. They decrease. So let's see. Some companies do shrinkflation. Yep. They decrease the amount of products but charge the same price. Yeah, they will do that too, Antonio. But the problem is that sometimes when you got production, you need to keep that allocated space for production, because if you do not keep that allocated space, it's usually taken up by something else. Manufacturers will not hold positions any longer, and it really does depend on the economy. If everybody slows down, then yeah, positions will be available. But if the economy continues going and you need parts and you need manufacturing, especially in computer boards and chips and all that other stuff, you definitely don't want to do shrinkflation on your inventory or slow down your production lines. You definitely want to just continue to see a steady flow of products out. So like I said, it seems like our manufacturers are intentionally slowing down production or keeping production similar, but starting to reduce price to maybe entice more people to purchase the product, which that's good for our market. I mean, that's good for trying to keep from going into a full-blown recession, because I hate to say it, we are getting really close and really scary, especially up here, to the point where people are willing to spend $1,000 to fix something than completely replace something that's broken. Let's see. Normal. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the tournaments are, so just to give you an idea in this area, Mason, like I said, it's kind of interesting depending on where you are and what your business platform is again. Our tournaments are a $10 buy-in, but we don't get any prize packs. I don't think I've ever got into a tournament and gotten prize packs. It's usually a pot at the end, so we actually get like 50% of the pot are split between first, second, and third. It's more than that, but I mean, I'm just giving you a relative idea. It's usually a pot split at the end of it for the $10 buy-in that we normally do, and we don't do the 3 packs for the prize. I've never gotten packs after playing a tournament at our LGSs, but the other thing is too is there's just a lot of tournaments going on there, so they've got 2 rooms in the big one that I go to. Typically, they always have 2 tournaments playing all the time. So I think every day they have 2, sometimes 4 tournaments. So like Saturdays, yes, they'll do a cash payout. So when you put the $10 in, the $10 is then they take a certain percentage of it, the LGS does, and then the rest of it gets paid it back out to tournament players. So we can actually have a first, second, third payout at the tournaments for the individuals that play. I didn't hear that. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to have to look that one up. So Pokemon is starting to give out tournament packs, so that'll be cool, and that will be. Yeah, Mason, it's goofy depending on where you go. It's always different. So do you expect One Piece TCG is here to stay? Is that TCG surprised you so far? I don't know much about One Piece. I've just started honestly looking into it, and I kind of heard about the startup. I don't know. I would like to see. I don't ever look into a TCG too heavily until I really see stability in that market. I like to see some age and some growth on it, and I like to see how it overall performs in probably about a year, 6 months to a year down the line from its release. It's really hard to determine how well or if something's here to stay with just a one release product and they're just starting out. They don't really have, big following tournament player. The only good thing is that they do have a couple bases on that set that might be really good. So Mason, the tournaments that we typically go to, yeah, I mean, and it might be the Wisconsin, it might be the rules too in Wisconsin too. It's just the cash payouts. Certain states have different rules and stuff against cash payouts, but a lot of our tournaments, not gonna lie, are usually late at night, and there's not very many kids. Even my son doesn't usually play in those tournaments, just because it's usually a lot of adults, and like you said, it's hard for kids to win. I mean, he's good, but he's definitely would not hold up. I don't even hold up to most of the people that I play against. They do nothing but play Pokemon, and they are very good at what they do. I know the one of them's been. I know he's went to regionals. I believe he's been to sectionals, and I might have been the finals, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know he's been to sectionals at least when it comes down to the actual Pokemon tournaments. Pokemetal rules, that is a very good question. Personally, and this is my personal take, I like Eevee Heroes better than Evolving Skies. But I do like the Japanese set. I do like the overall product that's in it, or the overall presentation of the set. I do like Japanese sets because Japanese sets tend to be more of a defined set, while Evolving Skies is a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of sets thrown together, and personally, I think in the long run, if you could get some Eevee Heroes, I think Eevee Heroes has a little bit more ability to do better, because realistically, you can't just use Eevee Heroes. You got to look at Eevee Heroes. What is it? Blue Sky something and Towering Perfection. I think there's 3 sets inside of there, and each one of those sets will do differently based on what's in them. I think Eevee Heroes is not, like Mason's saying right now, is more or Evolving Skies is more diluted, while Eevee Heroes is more specific. Sword and Shields. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Mr. Walrus. The problem is with base sets is they typically don't have a lot of flash to them. It's really just the mechanic, and that's where a lot of people that are into the collecting and the investing are really worried about Scarlet and Violet base set, because typically, if you look in the history of the Pokemon TCG and how they roll out a base set is based on mechanics. It's to get the new mechanic, it's to get the new gameplay out, and there's usually not a lot of flash to those sets. Typically, there's some rainbow rares, typically there's some really basic stuff, and they may pull the same thing when Scarlet and Violet comes out. You may not see trainer gallery rollouts in that set. You may not see these, Radiant Pokemon in that set. It may go back down to what a historical base set is when it comes down to Pokemon products. So I know there's some people that are concerned that Scarlet and Violet may not do so well because Pokemon International may draw back down and make it into your standard overall base set and just be more concerned about the mechanics rather than the actual collectability of that set. Let's see. I think I saw Paradox Pokemon in... Huh. Kind of cool. I expect V-Star Universe to perform about as well as VMAX Climax, Eevee Heroes long term. I'm just waiting for boxes. Yeah, me too, John Doe. I think that all of them will do really well overall. I know VMAX Climax got that big reprint. Definitely, I'm waiting for V-Star Universe because I know there has been plenty of announcements from Pokemon Center Japan that there is going to be no slacking on that one. So yeah, I mean, there may be a massive reprint just like VMAX Climax when it comes down to V-Star Universe, and it may push it down to under around that $50 plus or minus 10. I would think if we do see a good reprint, because even VMAX Climax, the first time it released, it didn't go under 50. It always stayed about $70 to $80 roughly, and then it went up from there. And then they got their massive reprints that pushed it down to $50 a box US. So yeah, definitely, I would wait on that long term. I know that there's reprints coming of VMAX Climax, or not VMAX Climax, of V-Star Universe. So we definitely know that's going to happen. It's just how much is going to come, and hopefully it will push it down around the $50. I'm hoping it will. If you open a box of Evolving Skies and base set is a better experience. To each their own. I'm Mr. Walrus. I mean, I guess base set really just doesn't have very much in it. I mean, overall, you look at it, there's one real chase card, and then you got the Zamazenta and Zacian cards inside of there that are probably going to be collectible items in the future. But overall, Evolving Skies, even with the fact that Evolving Skies may not get you as much in your feelings, the overall what you're going to pull has a better chance of being better than what you're going to pull out of base set. Buy a card for 15 grand for 30 and sell it for 100, but can't name a single one. Huh. Must be something else that was going on. I'll give it a roll. I was just a little confused. I figured that was something to do with you and Mason, because I'm like, what? Okay. Well, thank you very much, Patrick. Like I said, I've been trying to change my content a little bit to be more, instead of just good for a couple weeks, I've been trying to make my content a little bit more timeless. That way it can actually be used further into the future. If you've been noticing, anybody that's been watching a channel lately, the last probably 5 or 6 videos have been kind of changing into like those informational videos that, if you actually look at the history of it, have been able to work for probably the last 5 years. I mean, during the boom, it's always a hit or miss, but overall, definitely something I've been working on is to try and build those timeless videos that anybody can watch at any time and come back to them and use them as a reference to better how things are going. Love your videos and content long term. How do you did CZ in comparison to Hidden Fates? That's going to be a hard time. That's going to be hard. Crown Zenith to me is still up in the air. I really do want to see how that set performs when it hits the ground. Am I buying some stake in it? Do I think that it's got some good potential? Of course I do. I think that it has some really good potential in that set to be as good as Hidden Fates, just in a different way. Hidden Fates will always be the shiny vault. You're going to have all of those awesome shiny cards inside of Hidden Fates, while Crown Zenith is going to be a different direction, which is, of course, going to be the new alternate art. So rather than having a shiny vault, you're getting an alternate art set in this one that's just massive. So it's going to draw different people. It's going to bring different ideals out. People like the shiny are going to, of course, always go towards Hidden Faith. But, Crown Zenith might draw the whole new alternate art crowds with all these new alternate arts, and the new art forms are really going to be drawing those people into it. So I think overall, I think that Crown Zenith is going to be probably equal to, potentially equal to Hidden Fates, but in its own way. It's not like Shining Fates trying to live up to Big Brother. This is its own way, its own terms of growing, and its own moving forward. So definitely going to be a interesting layout how it actually turns out. But personally, I think they're both going to be really great sets overall. I just think it's going to be, what are you desiring when it comes down to it? Are you desiring that shiny vault, or are you desiring alternate arts? And that's going to determine whether you want to buy Crown Zenith or Hidden Fates probably 10 years in the future. Lost Origins is the second best set of... You can have that opinion, Pokey Martin. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Lost Origins. I mean, the Garantina is a very nice card. I would love to get that alternate art. It's one of the only Origin Pokemon cards that I have not pulled yet. But I definitely want to try and get that card. If I don't get it here shortly, I'm probably going to buy it here. I got 6 more chances sitting here to hopefully see it. But I don't know if it's got enough to be considered the second best set. I would put on there the one sleeper set that I would say is the second best or third best would be Chilling Reign, and I still think that Brilliant Stars is still sitting in that second position. I think it's Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, and Chilling Reign. And the only reason Chilling Reign is, I don't think a lot of people aren't on board with it, but I think a lot of people are starting to see it, is there are so many beautiful alternate arts inside of Chilling Reign that set has an opportunity to pop off at any time. Sorry, behind my camera, so I'm losing you guys as you're typing. Basic caster. How you doing, Mr. Chuckster? Just trying to get caught up here. Personally, I would right now, if I was going to pick, I would personally like to have 2 boxes of Hidden Fate CTBs. Only reason being is that I still think that that's going to continue to grow. I got a feeling that something's going to change in that Evolving Skies market that may slow it down finally, whether it's a reprint, whether it's oversaturation of that Moonbryon. Something is going to cause that thing to eventually stall out here, and I don't know how easy it's going to be for it to cross that $300 mark. Once sets get close to a 00 or get to like a 300, a 400 right on the head, it seems like they can stall out and kind of stop there. We've seen it with plenty of sets hitting 200 and stalling out. You can see a lot of times at 300 and then they stall out for a while. Overall, I think Hidden Fates has got a really good opportunity to do extremely well throughout time, while Evolving Skies is still going to have potentially some pitfalls in it. Let's see. Yeah, I am too, John. I've seen that too. I actually just purchased 5 of them at $40 online. I don't know why they're pushing down so low. Once again, I need to talk to my distributor friend to find out if they're going to be that loaded with them, that there's that much allocation coming from it, or maybe Mason knows. If I know, maybe I thought I saw someone ask Mason. I might have missed his response, but maybe his allocations are that high. I'm not 100% sure why they're already dropping $10 under MSRP and they haven't even been released yet. So I'm not going to complain. I'm happy to get them at that discounted price, but definitely interesting to see that drop down before even release. Yeah, Mr. Walrus, you might be sitting on a gold mine. It's Rebels Clash. That's the one that everybody's missing right now. Exactly, John. I think the Chilling Reign is, but there's just so much of it out there, and it got forgotten so fast by Evolving Skies Celebrations. I mean, them 2 sets just completely blocked out Chilling Reign, and there's a lot involved in that one particularly. That some people are going to need those alternate arts, and they have some really good alternate arts in that set that people are forgetting about. Let's see. That's a very good question, and I've actually was just thinking that myself. Is what do we do? What do we see? And the question is, what do you think will happen to Zard and Pikachu card prices now that the new anime series moves away from those characters and new Pokemon take their place? Um, I don't know if you're going to see much of effective Zard prices when it comes down to collectability and the overall performance of them. Reason being is that the hobby itself, the collecting hobby, and the buyer's market is so set on how well they perform already. And just like even my video I did the other day, how even in Sword and Shield we're seeing evolutions kind of take over the top spots in the Sword and Shield markets after the boom with all the new people, but Charizards are still really high because my generation and my age group is definitely still looking at Charizards being these huge, gigantic, look forward product or items and Pokemon. So as long as my generation is still involved in Pokemon, you're probably going to continue to see Zard prices do extremely well. And same with Pikachu. Pikachu is a huge fan from people my age to people that are older than me to people that are 4 years old. I have a niece that's now 5 years old, and she wants everything Pikachu because Pikachu is a cute electric mouse, and it is still going to be a huge promo campaign for Pokemon. He always has been, and he probably always will be. So at the end of the day, Pikachu and Charizard, I think, are here to stay, regardless of if they're in the anime very much or not. I think that overall, the popularity isn't going anywhere of Charizard's, and the popularity of Pikachu is not going anywhere. So I think you're pretty safe to be on any one of those sets with no problems. Charizard. Oh, I'm sure Crown Zeniths will sell out. Charizard UPC old shop, I would argue that. Um, LGSs have so much of that product sitting behind the shelves right now, it's ridiculous. And even if Walmart, I could go right now and buy 20 of them at MSRP without even flinching, and they're not even moving. It's the only Pokemon product right now on the shelves at my Walmarts that just it's sitting there. I mean, the same boxes have been there for 2 weeks almost because they're so cheap other places that nobody's still buying it. Do I think it will be sucked up and the market will eventually absorb it? Yeah, of course it will. I think that it's just going to be a matter of time. It's the question is then is once it's absorbed, how long until we see price increases and say that it wasn't printed to the ground? It may be years. I mean, literally, it might be years before we see that product start to really see some real gains or move forward, moving progress on them sets. Now, can you technically print anything to the ground? I don't know if you really can in the Pokemon TCG, to be honest. Historically, no. I mean, anything that even was printed in the ground, Roaring Skies, XY evolutions, they do always seem to dig their way out of it eventually. You never ground them completely, but it does take time for them to recover from reprints and the amount of product produced at the beginning. Yeah, he loves. Oh yeah, old car definitely loves Crown Zenith right now. He's gonna be really excited for that one to come out. I remember when Hidden Faith reprinted for like 2 years and it wasn't even as good as the set. Yeah, like I said, old Nick. I think the biggest thing is when it comes down to it is that they're completely trying to compare the two is like comparing an apple and an orange. Um, Shiny Vault versus alternate arts is going to be a very different feel when it comes down to it at the end of the day. So I think they're both going to respectively do well futuristically, and I think they could even be equals in the future. I think your Crown Zenith pre-order is a good idea. I think it's going to be probably, it'll be on the shelves really shortly. I think it'll come out and it'll disappear fairly quickly just because of the hype that's involved with that set currently. Sorry, Mr. Wallace, that was a good one. This is Generations QBC. Seems to be. What are your thoughts on Take Team Full? So, Matthew, we just talked about that one earlier, is that I think that we're starting to see these alternate art cards come back. Or if you're talking about the alternate art, I guess full art cards, long-term, and Cosmic Eclipse, Take Team. I think they're all going to do well. I think overall with this trainer gallery coming back, the Take Team cards are doing better. I think a lot of these things are going to really tie into the past, and people are going to want to complete things, and they're going to have to go to the past cards. So like we talked about earlier with the Sun and Moon alternate arts, those are another thing that as people are getting into alternate arts more, people want to claim they have a full alternate art collection, they're going to have to go back in time to the older alternate arts too. They're not just going to be able to say it. They could say just Sword and Shield, but if they want to say they have them all, they're going to have to go back in time and purchase the actual Sun and Moon version of alternate arts too. And I think it's the same thing with like the tag team cards and a lot of the other full arts that are back in that era also. I honestly have not looked for the full list of Crown Zenith yet, Pokemon. I'm sure that there's probably one pretty close to being complete, but it's going to be based on the Japanese version. As long as the Japanese version slides into the U.S., then it's going to be already out there, but it's hard to say for sure. I haven't really looked up myself. John says, "Yo, what do you think about vintage PSA 10 slabs? Go for the hollow ones, low pops." I'm gonna be honest with you, John. I'm not a huge grading person. I do some, and I do mostly modern. I just don't spend the money on vintage cards, and I really don't do a lot of research back in that area. Definitely people to talk to on that would be Jake from Pokenomics. Of course, SM Pratt, if you could ever get a hold of them. TCA Gaming, them guys are the guys that'll tell you where probably the better directions are to go on your vintage slabs, PSA 10, what grades you should be going for, hollows, what cards. They do a lot of research and they have a lot of knowledge on that. And for me, I would be shooting in the dark, and I'm not even going to give you that kind of information personally. Maybe even Nick here at Old School Card Shop might be able to help you with which PSA 10 vintage to go after. But I do not currently have a good direction to give you on that, so I'm not even going to take a stab at it. Mandela effect. We were just talking about that with the World War, like the blimps. So if you ever remember as a kid, the beaches of Normandy didn't have any blimps above it, and they have all the pictures. If you remember the pictures as a kid, you'd look at, there was no blimps, no air cover at all. And now you go back and you look at those pictures, and all of a sudden there's blimps. It's like, where do these come from? I do not remember any of those pictures as a kid. Yeah, Walrus, that'd be pretty funny, as everybody remembers that they're actually Magikarp and Ash. Ash is Magikarp. But I have enough evidence to prove that one wrong, so that's okay. I could go against that Mandela effect right now. Let's see. Do you think the CZ Legendary Birds tin promo will perform better than the ETB promo? I don't know. The stained glass is going to be hard to beat. I think that's just kind of one of those legendary cards in your own mind from Hidden Fates. So maybe the newer people in the hobby will. The people that were really big into Hidden Fates will probably prefer the stained glass promo. That's just going to be my thoughts on that. It really does. It's just really going to vary for that. But yeah, there are so many of that stained glass promo out there. Like Old Shop just said, that it's going to be $1 for years. What are your thoughts on the Scarlet and Violet EX cards? Personally, not a fan. Wish they came out with fresh new design, but I'm curious to see. I was kind of the same way. I did a video on that, and personally, I'm back and forth on EX cards. I guess my question is still going to be, why do we go back to an old mechanic again? That's the second time we revisited the EX mechanic. Yeah, EX era, it wasn't a huge mechanic because Gold Stars were in that period also. But then, of course, we go back to XY and you went into full EX, which that was the best card inside the sets. And then we went away from it with GX to V stars, and then we go back to EX. And I don't know what their reasoning being is. I definitely think they could have came up with a new platform for it, but I personally, I'm not a huge fan of what I've seen so far of the EX cards, but they could just be early renditions. They could be completely different when they're actually released. We really won't know until Scarlet and Violet release really happens, where we see what cards or what the EX designs are finally going to be, and they could also evolve them a little bit as we move forward into Scarlet and Violet fairly quickly. What about bulk pricing with new packs not having regular rares? New packs don't have... I guess I'm not sure what you mean by that, Matthew. Which packs don't have regular rares? Yeah, I think any of the Pokemon Center ETBs will do really well in the future. Just because the fact they say Pokemon Center, they're different than you can buy at a store, and you only had to buy them at one place. Now, whether or not they're scarce or there's not very many of them is yet to be seen. But, overall, I think just because people have the idea it's an exclusive product, that it'll do well overall in the future when it comes down to that part of it. Well, I wanted to get into these two here before I get going here, because I had a limit of trying to be at an hour and a half. So we've got a few little packs here that we're going to open, because I'm going to throw in a little bit of an opening on this just for fun. But I will continue to answer questions as we go through. So answer a couple more Costco tins. Yeah, that was one thing I was going to talk about on here too. That's the other good deal that I see right now is there's the Tyranitar Lucario box at Sam's Club. So if you have a Sam's Club membership, there's some great opportunities to get them packs for like $2.25 if you buy that box right now, and they're actually on sale. Those boxes are on sale, and my local Sam's Club right now still has a whole pallet of them. So definitely a good opportunity that you might be able to jump in on those also. If you're looking just to open packs and have fun, there's some Brilliant Stars, there's some Fusion Strike. I believe there's one Evolving Skies pack in most of them, but then there's just like Astro Radiance and some of the other lower tiered sets inside of it. But there's definitely a good opportunity to open some packs. Scarlet and Violet will not have non-hollow rares. Oh, okay. We were talking Scarlet and Violet. I thought we were talking about current bulk. I don't know what it'll do for bulk pricing. I mean, overall, so far, bulk pricing hasn't been great to begin with, and I don't know if it's actually going to change that for the better or the worse. So, once again, we're just going to get a ton of rares, which is going to just knock the value down further. I mean, if you're going to have hollow rare in every single pack, then it's just not going to be great for that part of it, that's for sure. It just means it's going to become more like common or reverse rares for pricing. There you go, Mew. There's your chance to get your Moonbreon. Grab a Tyranitar and Lucario box. Yeah, and most of my ATBs too, John, have been pushing into that, definitely. Oh, here, I'm going to switch the screen, but I'm going to keep talking. So, like I said earlier, I got these. I'm going to open this. I don't know if I'm going to open it today, but I definitely am going to get this because... I'll pull this over here. Right now, that card has been the best centering that I have seen on that alternate art. And I want that alternate art in a PSA 10. So I'm going to take my shots and see what I can get out of it. But like I said, I just want to open some stuff for the holidays. I got these cards sitting here. So I definitely wanted to just have some fun. We got some Lost Origins. I still need that Garantina. So my wife grabbed these. And then I do have one of these little mystery boxes. Now, I go back and forth. If you can... These mystery boxes are kind of cool, but I always think that they're not that great of an investment. And then the second I think they're not that great of an investment, they prove me wrong, because then they all of a sudden go up way high in price. So I don't know on these things. But we'll just open this one first. We'll get into this thing real quick. And we'll find out what's in it. So just to give you an idea what's in here, there's supposed to be 3 booster packs and 1 online code card. Chase pack seeded 1 in 10. So they show a Heart Gold Soul Silver pack, of course, on here. And if you look on the back, it's a bit of voltage, Chilling Rain, and Billion Stars. Exactly, Mason. I have got to get my favorite Eevee in a PSA 10. So if anybody watches, wants code card, there you go. So did I get anything good? No. Best $20 ever spent right there. No, actually it was $14.99, but still, don't buy the mystery packs unless you're gonna resell them. Don't buy them. So let's see. Why would Pokemon reprint booster boxes when they can easily sell new products with old packs? Booster boxes. Now, Mason back me. They believe that this is probably the biggest concept that we have with booster boxes at the end of the day. Is booster boxes are great for tournament players. It gives them really cheap accessibility to be able to get that product at a reasonable price. So that's realistically what you're looking at when it comes down to it on booster packs or booster boxes. And it really comes down to tournament play. It makes the accessibility of them things of the packs better for tournament players. Overall, can they just keep sticking in new products? Absolutely. Yep, there you go. So Amazing just answered that one too. And there you go. I still need to pull the Rapid Strike Urshifu. There's a chance here. But no, like I said, overall, right now for the holidays, guys, I'm seeing some really good things still at the end of 2022. I know market-wise, it seems like we're still doing really well. So, wow, they got all the cards backwards. Good thing I'm not a pack opener. Good thing I'm not taking Nick's job over there at Old Shop. Plus, the other thing is with booster boxes, too. It's cheaper for them when it comes down to shipping also. They can ship a lot more packs through the country in a booster box than they can inside of a V-box or a tin. Because there's a lot of airspace in those. Oh, there you go. Nice. That the... I can never tell if it's the alternate art. Nope, that's just the regular set card. So that's not the alternate art. That's just the standard VMAX, which is in every single one of the promos from last year. So, yeah, there's a lot of them out there. That was in every single one of the Black Friday promos at Walmart when they reprinted that promo card to death, or that set card to death. Let's see. Do you have any V-Star Universe? Do I? I have 2 boxes of V-Star Universe. I only bought 2. I paid $70 a piece. I just wanted it. See, and not an investment. That was just because I wanted it personally. I've been contemplating whether to open that or not. But yes, I do have a couple packs of it. So I might open them on the air. I might not. Problem is every time I do an opening on this channel, it seems like my openings just don't do worth of crap. Because my algorithm is not designed for it, and I never really did do well on those, on openings. So that's why my channel went more towards the informational part of things. Like I said, I do need a Garantina. So maybe, since my wife picked these packs, I can get my Garantina alternate art and we can be good to go. And, well, there you go. Got a V card. Where do you purchase packs? For me? I don't really sell packs. I usually sell singles on TCG Player. If I do sell sealed product, it's on Craigslist. I try and do a lot of stuff locally just because I hate paying shipping and I hate paying the extra fees on things. I've always thought of potentially making a website if I did, but currently I don't really sell singles or sell packs or anything like that. Mason, do you still have a good online store? I know Mason sells a lot of stuff online. I don't know if he sells packs. I know last time I looked at products. What we got here? Yeah. Yeah, I have not found... I was not lucky enough to get those. I saw the sales go on, and I put them up because I did have a friend that was sending me the pictures of those. And so I was really hoping to find some of those Costco tins. The Evolving Sky, the Evolving Skies ETB in a tin. But, yeah, no, did not happen. And we got something. Oh, there we go. We got an Opal and... Oh, nice. I'll take those two. I do not have either one of them yet. What do you expect for the availability and deals at the beginning of 2023? Right now, availability is so regional, it's actually kind of annoying. As we were talking at the beginning of this, I don't get a lot of product here. About 3 months ago, it was completely the other way. I used to get more product than I knew what to do with. And it seems like it's weird because they just kind of shift. But then MJ Holdings switched to rep, and when they switched to rep, less product became available up here. The rep is here less. It's just really, yeah, Weefu Opal. There you go. It's just so hit and miss when it comes down to it. Well, no, I am not a rip and ship channel. I've done it a couple times. I used to be a rip and ship. Did it before. But I have not done rip and ships for quite a while. Just because I can't get product at an affordable price usually in time for it to make sense. So, yeah, I do it. I've done it in the past when the market was a little bit different, but I haven't done it probably for 4 or 5 months now. I haven't done any rip and ships. So, maybe in the future I'll go back to it, but right now not happening. Other things when it comes down to availability and deals. Deals so far, it's really going to depend on how Scarlet and Violet rolls out. I think that's going to be the real big hurdle. Crown Zenith is going to be our first big rush through here. And that's really going to be the big one here at the beginning of the year. Availability, I think, is going to be fairly good on Crown Zenith. That's just my feeling on it, is that we're going to see some product up front. I would still pre-order some product, but I would definitely leave some of it open for availability just to purchase. So, there we go. So, like I said, I just want to open those up. A lot of fun, just to do something different here. What the heck? Let's do it. I got it. So, I've got this. So, I want to take out this promo card inside of here. We're going to have some fun with this and see. When they grade metal cards, they will shoot up again. I think so. I think if they will start doing those grading on those metal cards, it'll really make a big difference for the Celebrations UPC. But until they do that, it may sit for quite a while. It's really going to do nothing until they can grade those cards. So. Okay, so I do have got a base set of Rebels Clash and Evolving Skies. So we got a chance for Moonbreon. Got a couple alternate art chances. Fusion Stripe, another Evolving Skies, and a Chilling Reign. Now, I'll set that down, because this is the card that I'm really interested in. Because even the VMAX doesn't really... Try and be very careful. Okay. Set that there. I hate getting them out of these plastic, because I'm always afraid I'm going to destroy these cards. So that's the first one. And I don't think this one had as good as centering. No, this one was way off. And this is what I'm typically seeing on these cards, which drives me crazy. This one, though, see if I can get it up. Got to be gentle. Be gentle. There's a promo card for anybody who wants it. This one here looked really good in the box, but now I'm seeing possibly some issues there, which if I put it in something in a sleeve and actually set something on it, it might be okay. But overall, the centering on this one looks really good. So this is probably the best chance I got at least a 9. But there we go. Like I said, hopefully this one has a chance. And I am going to grab my Dragon Sleeve real quick. Dragon Shield. So whenever I send cards, I do use Dragon Shields. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't use just penny sleeves, because the Dragon Shields are a little bit thicker, and they're a little bit better for form fitting. And I feel a little bit more comfortable with the thicker plastic and the better fit. So, yeah. Like you were saying before on this one, that corner might be a little bit dinged up, but we'll see. But that's the Flareon card that I definitely want to get graded here. So, hopefully. You're welcome, Jory. What do we got here? Pokey Department Store. Sylvian. Yeah, and see, I've been hearing that. I have not been so lucky on that, John. I've been trying. I would really love to be able to get some more of those cards, because I held off on them because you didn't know how good they were going to do, and then they kept showing up, and then all of a sudden they were gone. Yeah. Wacky. Let's see. Is grading the only way to enjoy the hobby currently? No, grading's not the only. I enjoy the hobby just doing this, personally. I like just opening packs. Yes, I do investment. Yes, I invest a lot of things. But my feeling is that if I'm not opening packs and I'm not enjoying the hobby with doing what you're supposed to, I play tournaments, then there's no point in me investing into Pokemon, because there's 100 different ways to make money, and Pokemon is not the easiest, nor necessarily the most exciting. So we're going to save the Evolving Skies for last. Get rid of this Robo Clash. Let's see, John Doe. Yeah, I load up on. I will agree with Old Shop on that one. Grading Mania is definitely driving the hobby, but it's definitely not the only way to enjoy the hobby. Personally, I don't do a lot of grading, but there are some things that I do want to have graded for my collection, like this Flareon card is one of the ones that I want graded. And the biggest reason I want it graded is for displayability. I really don't care if it gets a 9, or I'd like a 9 or a 10. It doesn't have to. But I wanted something that's going to give me the best chance for my buck, because grading isn't $7 any longer, so I might as well try and get the best that I can. And of course, this box is living up to its name, normal premium collection box of let's not pull anything out of it, because that's the way we roll. If you want to make money in this hobby, grading is definitely a great source to make money in this hobby. I will say that, and I won't argue that. But I don't grade cards because that's the way to be in the hobby. I just grade cards because I want to display them, or they are cards that are profitable if you do so. Right. Maybe Evolving Skies will be our breakthrough. Maybe that's the one that'll get us the one hit out of this box. But I will say the IRS backing down on the $600 reporting threshold is probably out of pity, since they know we're not making... Yeah, I was going to say, they're being a nuisance, and that's the bigger issue that's going on with that. They're trying to get their fingers in further than what they should. Last chance on the premium collection box. I should have probably grabbed those extra packs you sent me, Nick. I forgot about them upstairs. Could have opened them today. That way you could see what I pulled. Nice. I'll take it. SBN VMAX. Nice looking card. I do like evolutions. I don't care what anybody says. Evolutions are cool. So, there we go, guys. So, I'll switch back over. Let's see. $600 LOL. When they have spent trillions of dollars. Yeah, no kidding. They're going to sit here and watch every little poor person about what they're doing with $600 to keep track of their peasants, but yet they're multimillionaires or spending money in offshore accounts and through shell companies, and nobody questions them on their abilities to do that. Ooh, Vivid Voltage is fun. Some people really hate Vivid Voltage. I like Vivid Voltage. It's just the chase for Chunkachu makes that set that much more fun. There you go, Nick. There's an opportunity. Do more Vivid Voltage openings on your channel and see how they do. I know, Chunkachu is the only card in that set. The only card that's worth value, but it's still fun. And I can tell you one thing. If I put Evolving Sky, any other packs on the table, and I tell my son you can pick any one, he is grabbing Vivid Voltage every time. He's a Pikachu nut. He knows that Chunkachu's inside of there potentially, and he is on that every single time it's available. So, yes, that Rainbow Chunkachu is going to be a fun chase for years. And I'm actually kind of glad that Vivid Voltage packs are cheaper now. Because when they were $250, it was really ridiculous to chase that. But now, it's a lot of fun. Yes, even Nick's the same way. But I like Vivid Voltage. I do enjoy that set. I know some people really poo-poo that set because of the fact that it's nothing in it, whatever. But I can tell you that personally, I enjoy it. So, overall, guys, is there any more questions? Like I said, I'm going to be cutting her out here pretty quick. I figured an hour and a half, and we're right there. So, I just wanted to have a little bit of a sit-down talk with everybody. Definitely just get caught up. I want to start doing more lives. I don't know. What do you guys think about a weekly live? I mean, should I start doing these weekly? Just to sit down, have a discussion, because I do enjoy it. It's fun having your guys' conversation and your point of views. What's this? LOL. A YouTube tax financial advisor recently said government is going after the many people selling Pokemon cards online. They want their hands in everything too. Let's just be honest. The government wants as much control as they can on what's happening. Overall, they want to know where you spend every dollar and where every dollar goes. Because if they don't know that, then they feel like they're missing out. And number one, and number two, then they don't have any traceability to how much money you have in your accounts. That's why they hate cash and why they're trying to create currency shortages. That's why they're definitely pushing those kind of things. This is because the more digital you go, the more traceability there is to everything that's going on. So, thanks, Felipe. What do we got here from John? I mean, what's the next best rainbow card next to Chunkachu? Oof. Rainbow Charizard, probably, from Brilliant Stars? That would probably be the next one that I would want, would be that one. So, yeah, I mean, Rainbow Chunkachu is probably the best rainbow card in Sword and Shield. I would be right behind that. You'd be hard-pressed to tell me that there's a better chase card in a rainbow form in Sword and Shield right now than that Chunkachu. All right, James, like I said, I'm not opposed to it. It's just been crazy and busy, and now it's starting to slow down a little bit. It's getting cold outside, so things are slowing up. Farming's pretty much dead, so I can definitely start jumping on here weekly. Maybe just plan on every Friday night, jump on here, try and get in about 2 to 5 o'clock. Does this work for everybody, being in the middle of the day like this? Is this a good time? Rainbow. Yeah, I mean, there's the Rainbow VMAX Zard and the V-Star, those two. Definitely would say, like, it's the old card and I were both on the same ones. The Rainbow Zards are probably your next two. We've talked news about... Yeah, we already did at the beginning, but yeah, the only reprint that we know of right now is UK is getting a reprint. Currently, it has just been released. That is technically their second wave. They got the second wave canceled like almost a year ago. And this is technically their second wave that they were supposed to get, is what they're saying. But yes, UK right now is currently getting a reprint. And it seems like we might be getting a little bit here in the United States, and that little bit seems to be in the form of the cardboard sleeve blisters. Now, like I said, I haven't talked to my friend that's in a distributor since Thanksgiving week, so I'm a little bit behind on where things are on that, and I need to get a hold of them and have just a sit-down talk and find out where things are at and what reprints are coming, what the allocations are looking like for Crown Zenith. Are we seeing a lot of Crown Zenith coming, or is it good to pre-order more? So overall, that's exactly what we're looking at and where we're at right now when it comes down to it. Oh boy. Now you know you made big things. Sex bots are on here. Oh, probably just said a word that's going to get me in trouble. Hold on one second. I don't have any of my mods. I don't know why Mason. Mason, I've made you a mod like 4 times. And yet Mason is never a mod on here. I don't know that. Ancient Mew, would you like to become a mod? How about you, John Doe? I'm looking for a couple mods. Put a thumbs up if you want to be say me. I know Mason was, and then every time I put him in there, he seems to get erased from it. I don't know how. I got like 4 mods that are typically around, and Mason was the only one I knew of that was on here at one point. Hello, King Midas. I'll make Kenya, that'll work. So I will, like I said, I'll jump on here afterwards, and I will throw in some mods. Me. I'll make Ancient Mew. Yeah, Mason, like I said, Nick, Mason is for sure. I've put him in there several times. I mean, I don't know. I've had to put him in twice, and it keeps like deleting him out of my YouTube, and I have no idea why it does that. So I don't know what the reasoning is or why it happens, but it's really annoying to me on YouTube that it keeps erasing him. Otherwise, like I said, Nick, if you're interested, I can make you a mod. I can do King Midas and Kenya and Ancient Mew. I'll add you guys in because I know you guys are almost on my lives here. Like I said, this one I was going to keep short just because I do have some family stuff going on this afternoon, but I definitely want to take some time and, enjoy the evening with you guys. Let me go here real quick. So I'll go to my studio. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, hopefully this is some good things for the holiday. I know, thinking about doing some top 10 videos, but I have not done them yet. Well, pretty much old shop or old card. The only thing that really happens is that if you see like that sex bot show up there, you just cancel them, and if someone's being annoying in the chat, you mute them. So it's really not a real difficult situation when it comes down to it. So how do you best enjoy the hobby? I best enjoy the hobby just being involved with everybody. I mean, honestly, being here with people, discussing in the community, doing those kind of things are definitely the best ways that I have found to enjoy the hobby. Also the biggest thing is that I do enjoy in it is just opening packs with my kids. Going to tournaments, watching my son be involved into it. My kids, now my daughter's getting more into it. That's really the things that I find the most fun in this hobby. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely, that's the biggest thing in this hobby. That's what I find to be the most enjoyable. I love research too, so that's another benefit for me doing like this investing in marketing channel is that I do like digging into numbers. I do like looking at those things, and I do enjoy breaking down everything that's happening as much as I can. So overall, those are basically the things that I really enjoy in this hobby, and the community is huge, guys. This has probably got one of the best communities in a lot of the hobbies I've been involved with, for sure. Let's see. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and add them guys into the mods here real quick, and then if old chap Nick here mutes himself a couple times, well, that'll happen, I guess. But like I said, thanks King Midas for I know you've been in here before. You've been on the chats before. I can hear the And for Christmas, I would send you 50. Nah, you don't need to send me anything. I got plenty of my own stuff hanging around on the shelf over here. So, plus a whole storage unit. Yeah, like Nick said, the community for here is just it's unbeatable. I mean, you do always have those difficult characters in a hobby no matter what you do. But overall, the hobby's just tons of fun. I mean, it's just so much fun to just enjoy and be with people and just be able to discuss something you love. And everybody has a different point of view, but most people are really good at discussing that point of view and definitely not negative about it. There's always some, no matter what you do, you're never going to get away from it. But overall, this community's probably got the best members to actually have a discussion and get your point of view. If you have a point of view, someone may have a counter point of view, but nobody really gets mean or aggressive or super angry about it. We just all kind of move with it and move in different ways. So, and we actually come to agreements a lot of times that, hey, maybe both of us are right at the end of the day and we're just looking at it differently. People in the community are very welcoming. If you don't, yeah, don't read the Facebook groups. They get kind of angry. Now, Nick, you got to remember, on the Facebook groups, you're not supposed to make any money. You're supposed to lose money on everything that you sell. Because if you put it 2 cents over market value, you're going to get 100 posts of people calling you out that you're trying to scalp the community. So, welcome, Pokematty. So, but like I said, guys, like we're at an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm gonna call it quits for today. We'll definitely start kicking this in. Probably try and do this weekly. I'm okay with doing this weekly. I like to get back into the lives. I miss the live streams. I like the discussions. Maybe the next one I'll do something a little bit more formatted at the beginning where we can discuss a topic and then we can go on a conversation off of that. So, other than that, guys, hopefully you guys have a very Merry Christmas. If I don't see you before it, Happy New Year's also. When we come back after the New Year's break, we will be going back into Choose Your Pat series. And that's going to be starting out with Old Card Shop, who just happens to be in the chat. So he will be our first victim on the Choose Your Pat series, followed by Pokemart USA. And I still have to sit down and do the interview with Rock Pokemon, but he's more on Instagram. But I will be doing a conversation with him also the same way. So definitely, if you want to hear about these niche markets and hear what's going on in these niches, definitely check out the channel. Coming up next month, we will be back into that. And hopefully you guys have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will see you next time here on Northwest TCG.